Hello, bird glamour fans! Glamorous ducks have been making the news lately. In particular, the glamorous mandarin duck that has been spotted around New York, and also a mandarin duck spotted around Vancouver. Mandarin ducks are indeed super glam. They are, however, in North America, an exotic species. So the mandarin ducks that people have been seeing in New York and in Vancouver are very likely someone's escaped pet. All of the feathers being ruffled over the mandarin duck allows us to shine the spotlight on one of North America's super glam ducks. Bird Glamour is about to take on one of the most glamorous ducks in North America, and that is the wood duck. Recently featured the wood duck for Bird Glamour. This is a big, bold look. What I want to do for today's video is to recreate the wood duck look, but to scale it down somewhat so that you might feel more comfortable wearing a wood duck inspired look for your next big holiday bash. Let's get started. There are a lot of colors to apply for the wood duck. So first off, we're going to get the green base down for the wood duck. And for the green, I use the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette, and the green in there, as I fumble with the case, because apparently I'm all thumbs. There we go, is Hatter. Now, Hatter is a little bit bright for the wood duck, but this is just our base coat. We'll be layering darker greens over top of this to make the green a bit more subtle and less scary Hulk green. And this is just going to go all over the upper and the lower eyelids. Now, wood ducks are a uniquely North American species of duck. They are found in parts of southern Canada and also in many parts in the eastern and the western United States. Now, wood ducks have been a uniquely North American duck for a pretty long time. North America has a fossil record of wood ducks, and they go back to as far as the Ice Age or the Pleistocene. And wood duck fossils, mostly wing bones and foot bones, have been found in Ice Age deposits in Kansas, in New Mexico, and in Florida. All right, so step 2 is to tone down the brightness of this green a bit, but still have it as an undertone to capture the rich green of the wood duck. So what I'm going to do is take my same small fluffy brush. No need to switch brushes. We're moving from lighter to darker in this makeup application. And I will be using MAC Cosmetics Humid to layer on just a little bit of a dark shade. Now, as the wood duck name suggests, wood ducks like the woods. They specifically like woods that are fairly close, at least within a few kilometers, of a water source. So wood ducks like flooded lowlands, they like rivers, they like streams, they like ponds. And they're also big fans of setting up their territory on farm ponds and beaver ponds. Things are starting to look really ducky now. So what we have to do next is start layering on the reds and the purples and the blues over top of this lovely shimmery green base that we've created. So the next step is we go back to the Urban Decay palette, and I'm going to take a stiff angled brush and apply some warning to just above the crease in my eyelid. The wood ducks love these watery habitats. They're full of all sorts of nibbles for wood ducks. And wood ducks like to nibble on a lot of things. They're an omnivorous duck, which means that they eat both plant material and animal material. So for the plant material, wood ducks like a wide variety of plants. So they like acorns, seeds, fruits, and of course duckweed. For their animal material, they like invertebrates. So water beetles, midges, crane flies, horse flies. They can eat all the horse flies if they want to. I am done with horse flies. They give nasty bites. Wood ducks also eat moths, butterflies, snails, crawfish, and true bugs. You can see there's a very thin line of that coppery red right above my crease. So now we get into one of the signature wood duck colors, and that is the deep iridescent purple. And the best wood duck purple that I have found so far has been Urban Decay's Sketch. And this is going to go on my lower lids right below and blend it into the reddish brown in the crease. So wood ducks have a quirky behavior for ducks. Wood ducks are tree perchers and cavity nesters. And if you haven't seen it, there is nothing more goofy looking than a duck perching in a tree. Now, wood ducks are able to perch in trees because they have something very special on their feet. Now, most true perching birds, they have what's called a reversed hallux, or a very long backwards facing toe. Now that allows them to get a really good grip on branches. Wood ducks have very ducky-like webbed feet, so they don't have this reversed long toe. What they have instead are really, really tough, strong, sharp little claws. And this allows them to get a really good grip into the branches that they're perching on. So wait a moment. Baby ducks are precocial. They leave the nest within a few days of hatching, but wood ducks nest in cavities in trees, sometimes several meters off of the ground. How do the baby ducks leave the nest? Well, like this. Wood duck chicks leave the nest by jumping out of the nest when they're ready to go. Some wood ducks, they nest directly over the water, so the babies just make a splashdown in their local pond or creek. But many wood ducks will nest maybe a couple of kilometers or a kilometer away from the closest water source. So this means that when the wood duck babies jump out of the nest, they're landing directly on the forest floor below. And sometimes wood ducks will nest pretty high up, depending on where the tree cavity is located. Baby wood ducks have been known to jump up to 15 meters, and that's close to 50 feet. Now, of course, it's really dramatic and a little bit traumatic looking to watch baby wood ducks jump out of the nest. You think, oh my God, the baby, somebody catch the baby. But we shouldn't worry too much. Baby wood ducks are adapted to land unhurt and just waddle off to the closest water source with the rest of their family. It's a mighty big leap for a teeny little duck. Now it's time to add just a little hint of iridescent navy blue. And I'm going to use my same small fluffy brush. I'm going to use the Urban Decay palette, and I'm going to go after some Minx and just blend it into the purple just above my upper lash line. We're getting really close to completing the wood duck fabulous glam evening look. Next, I'm going to use a very small angled eyebrow brush. I'm going to go back to the Urban Decay palette and use their darkest color, Platonic. It's an iridescent black. And this I'm going to apply as a liner to my underneath my eyes. And then I'm going to take that black up and border the edge of the purple on my upper lid. Now, because of how fancy pants the wood ducks are, they actually were in trouble in the late 19th century. Back in the day, it was high fashion to have taxidermied birds and sometimes mammals, and a lot of bird feathers on hats. Hats were a big thing in the 19th and the 20th centuries. And thanks to the feather hat trade in Europe, wood ducks were almost eliminated from their home ranges by the early 20th century. Now, this is where Harriet Hemingway and her cousin Mina Hall come into the story. They were two women that, on hearing about the plight and the annihilation of birds for fashion, they began a lobby to end the feather trade. They used their position on the social register to basically lobby their friends and their colleagues and other high society people to convince them that, maybe killing off all of these birds just so that we can wear fancy hats isn't the best idea. Now, the actions of Harriet and Mina actually led to the formation of the National Audubon Society and the passing of the Migratory Bird Treaty Act. The Migratory Bird Treaty Act of 1916 allowed wood ducks to begin to slowly recover their populations. Now it's time to add the white highlight stripes for the wood duck. For this, since I'm applying white over darker colors, I like to use something that is fairly thick and also stays put once you get it on there. I find that Makeup Forever's Aqua Paint XL is a wonderful, wonderful product for this. I'll be using a small angled brush to apply the white highlight following my brow line and a white line that comes out from my corner of my eye and extends out that way. Now you can stop here and call it good for the wood duck because right now you totally look like a fancy wood duck. But there's a couple of other highlight options that you can add that will really bring the wood duck look home, and that's the yellow and the red. So first optional application will be to apply a little bit of yellow highlight right in the corners of your eyes near the bridge of your nose. So I'm going back to Urban Decay palette and I'm using Calavera with a fluffy brush. And now for the final optional highlight, and that is to recreate the bright red wood duck eye on our eyes. Now you can go totally extra and pick up a pair of red contact lenses. That would be really, really cool and a really dramatic effect. I don't like sticking my fingers in my eye, so I tend to avoid contact lenses at all cost. So I opt to do a red eye line. Now I'm going to be using Makeup Forever's Aqua Color Paint in M72, and I'm going to use a angled eyebrow brush to apply a thin red line around my upper and my lower eyelids. We are done. Whoo! That was a lot of colors. If you'd like to see a bird glamour done of a bird conservation success story like the wood duck, leave a comment. Go forth, be the best wood duck that you can be. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.